What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream from Pink Tourmaline. Super impromptu, super impromptu, but I'm hoping that people will join and people will be able to make it. I apologize for not giving more advance notice. I actually typically try to do a live stream on Tuesdays and Fridays. Wasn't able to get to one yesterday, so thought I would connect with everybody today. So hopefully people will make it in because we got so much to talk about. Multiple videos. I've been reaching out to a couple people for interviews. I've been getting ghosted for those interviews. But it's all good. It's all good. We're going to keep trying. I got a huge list of people. I got to really start beating the drum on that and reaching out to tons and tons of people because I want to get more interviews going. I'm going to tell you guys who I reached out to in a moment. All right, here we go. 1 second. So we got a couple people joining in. We got a comment. Hey, Mavo Gawo, who recently joined as a member. Oh, I got something cool, by the way. It's pretty interesting. Pretty amazing, I should say. I was noticing on the memberships now, we've got like 56 members. This is amazing. I just love how this community has been growing. Hey, there's Krishna Sanjeev. You notice he changed his YouTube name. So this is Krishna. If you guys don't remember, this is Krishna Consciousness Academy. And he is back in the mix, but a new name. And Krishna is the one you guys have to thank for the video I made last night. That one was wild. And you know, listen, I think we're really onto something because that video, and I corrected myself mid-video. I hope you guys caught that. I said, hey, he's just looking at the data from Caligero Grifasi, but then I realized he was actually using data that he's gotten from his own regression sessions that he carries out himself with like the assistance of a psychic. But anyways, my point is, this data is very special because we talk about the potential biases with remote viewing and with astral projections and all these different things when you're a singular individual, a singular entity going out and trying to gather data. Now, remote viewing, I think, gets around that because they do joint remote viewing sessions. They all try to go look at the same target. And I think that's a really great way, a great way to do it. You know, could there still be manipulation? Obviously, anything is possible. We always have to be mindful of that. But I think they found good protocols and ways to try to mitigate the possibility of corruption or falsities or things like that, or biases creeping in. But what's really cool about the data from these regression sessions is that you have it from all sorts of different people. So when we start getting the dots connecting, we start getting people making conclusions based off a large swath of data, then I think we can really get some legitimacy to feel really solid about the legitimacy of what these folks are finding and discovering about the nature of the system and the nature of what exactly is happening to us here and when we pass on. Christian says, what's up? Been enjoying your videos. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. What's up, Kel? I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. What's up? Welcome back. Kel is able to remote view as well, if I'm not mistaken. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, guess what? Guess what? Oh, by the way, two things. The Discord community is growing. We're almost at 100 members, and you can find the link down below to join the Discord community. That's the first thing. Secondly, I'm going to be meeting with Insights with Tony on Sunday, which I'm really excited about. And we're going to be, he's going to be helping me in terms of trying to have an out-of-body experience. So I'm very excited. We're meeting this Sunday, and I don't know what to expect, but I'm very, very excited. My meditation has been okay, but again, I missed a couple days. I did it multiple days in a row again and missed a couple days. That doesn't mean anything. I'm going to keep trying. I know I'm messing up. I got to keep my headphones in my room and right first thing when I wake up. That's the meditation that I'm really trying to hit. And then eventually I'll start weaving in the night one. The night one's a little tricky because sometimes it actually wakes me up as opposed to helping me get tired and go to sleep. So when I feel really tired, I don't want to disrupt my sleep. And that's been the issue. Yeah, man, been busy. How you doing, brother? Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I've got again some different obligations and stuff coming up. My August is really busy in terms of work and travel. So that's kind of not really, a little stressful. It's a little stressful. It's a little I like being in my rhythm of being in LA and not having to go and do things, and I feel really comfortable. I don't like leaving my dog and stuff like that. But I'm not complaining because it's all fun stuff. It's all good stuff that I enjoy. I'm actually commentating another fight this weekend, and I haven't done one since June. So I'm really chomping at the bit to do this one. So I'm really excited about that. That's going to be fun. I commentate for an organization in Montana called Fusion Fight League. Cal says it's amazing. Sip Huzefa, one more day on the prison planet. What does sip mean? Sip Huzefa. You should interview Mike Martin. He's on my list. He's on my document. Okay, let me tell you, and Ascending Involution says, hey, man, what's up, what's up? Let me tell you who I've reached out to. And maybe I'm going too big, and maybe that's why they haven't gotten back to me. So I reached out to via Instagram, and maybe Instagram's not the right way. Actually, 3 people. I reached out to Paul Wallace, because I thought it would be interesting to have Paul Wallace after the Sethlehem interview. I reached out to Jason Giorgiani, and he ghosted me. No response, unfortunately. I reached out to him on Instagram. I don't know if that was the right way to do it, but it doesn't even say if he's seen. I can't tell if he's seen it. I think it would tell me, right, if he's seen it. So I think he hasn't even read it. But Jason Giorgiani's big time, man. I mean, he's doing the Danny Jones podcast and all this stuff. So I don't know if he'll even get back to me. And then I reached out to Alabar Jones. So a lot of people have been telling me to hit up Alabar Jones, and I wanted to do more research on him, but then I finally said, you know what? Why don't I just have him on? Why don't I just have him on and have a discussion, a conversation? If I don't hear back from him, then I will just make a video about him and try to get my head around everything that he's doing and everything that he's saying him and his team are achieving. And then maybe that will get him to check it out and want to come on the channel. But those are the people that I've reached out to. Carly Chu says, okay. I meant to say sup. Oh, I was like, what is SIP kind of a RIP abbreviation, like SIP? I don't know. Stay in peace. I had no idea. Okay, got it. What's up? What's up? Love your channel. This is E. Campatiello. I think you're new. Welcome to the stream. I don't remember you on a stream before. Love your channel, what you're doing, helping us figure out all this craziness. Yeah, right? Hey, I'm not just helping you guys, I'm helping myself. So you probably figured this out by now, and I'm not sure if you did, but this channel is an entire exploration and explorative journey for myself. And that's a big part of why I started the channels, because I know from my past YouTube channels, mainly Scalar Learning, but when I create a YouTube channel and try to make content for it on a regular basis, I just learned so much. That's how I don't really talk about my tutoring business too much, but I'll put it like this. When it comes to tutoring mathematics and teaching mathematics, whether it's standardized test prep, whether it's curriculum stuff, I'll just say it, and I know it's going to sound a little egotistical, but I truly, I would not say this. You guys know me. I'm all about speaking my truth and trying to, not just saying it for marketing purposes. I truly think that I'm one of the best when it comes to, and it does not mean every student is going to want to work with me. It's going to be a right fit. It's always you always have to fit with the student. The student and the tutor has to be a good relationship, and they have to want to work with you. But that being said, in terms of how well I know mathematics, but also how many different ways I can teach it, plus my empathy, plus my ability to read people and communicate effectively with students, I think I am one of the best on the planet. I really do. And I've worked like my tail off over the last 13 plus years trying to get to that point. And a big part, and then also I think I've gotten to that level as well on the SAT in particular. How did I get to that level? It was because I started a YouTube channel and I needed to make content on a regular basis. So I was just making SAT video. And that caused me just because I needed content constantly, I researched every SAT. Let me do this practice test, that one. And I was doing every single one I could find and get my hands on my YouTube channel. And then this was an accident. I didn't know this would happen, but after a year or two or something, or 3 years, I was like, holy smokes, like I know this test so freaking well, to a point that I didn't know what I was doing, that I was building this crazy understanding and expertise. But then I started seeing the test in a different way, almost like I could recognize tiny little discrepancies in the College Board language versus random tests that didn't really take their time to put the material together. I had such a strong understanding of the full universe of math that was going to be tested, the exact types of questions, and I could just see the test differently. And so my point is, through that process, I gained this incredible mastery of the SAT in particular that just helped me be such a good tutor and teacher. And so how does that relate to this channel? It's kind of the same thing, because you need to feed the channel with constant content. And I love making videos. Like, it's so much more fun to read a book and make a video about it than just read a book in isolation. And plus, you understand it 10 times better when you have to break it down and try and explain it to people. So this subject is so important to not just, not just me, but everybody on the planet. And I figured if I started a YouTube channel and force myself to make content on a semi-regular basis, it will get me to that same point of expertise and understanding at some point. I'm nowhere near that right now, but that's part of what this channel is about for me personally, is to just consume tons and tons and tons of information, almost like make a book report about it, if that makes sense. Make a report to you guys, and then through that process, I'm just learning and learning and learning, and kind of building a framework in my mind of everything that is going on. So anyways, yeah, my point is, I'm not just helping you guys figure this out, I'm helping myself figure it out with this channel. Elena Seeking says, yes, thank you. You're very welcome. Welcome to the channel. Have you heard of Dick Algier? He's one of the most published remote viewers. No? Let me write that down. What the heck? How have I not heard of that before? That would be a great interview. 1 second. Pink Tourmaline. Where's my documents? Dick Algier. Okay, got him. Wrote it down. Him or Daz Smith. Okay, Daz Smith. You know what I'm going to do this weekend is, I think I'll have some time, maybe Saturday while I'm traveling. I need to, and if I say it, I have to do it. I need to just blast out a bunch of messages, emails, all this stuff to all these people. Because look at how long my list is. Not all these people I will be able to interview, but look at this crazy list that I've been building. It's 110 people. Daz Smith, Dick Algier, Derek Lambert, Justin Sledge, Mike Martin. Somebody just mentioned Mike Martin. Santa Bonacci, Ryan Cropper. I mean, look at all these people. Telepathy tapes. That's not necessarily somebody to interview, but that's something to look back into and see how it ties into everything. I need to just start blasting out to people and really get on the horse here, in terms of trying to start scheduling because I have so many good people to talk to. I'm super confused at this point on what to believe. Do you have any tips on how to survive the New World Order? Give me more information. What do you mean survive the New World Order? Are you talking about, what exactly do you mean? You just mean as things start to transition and change on this planet, how do you literally stay alive? Or are you when you say the New World Order, are you talking about the things we talk about here in terms of the soul trap, and really more not about this singular physical life, but our immortal existence? You're speed running the whole Prison Planet genre. It's been fun to watch. Yeah, I guess I am kind of speed running it. But that being said, I'm trying to be very careful as I do it. Like, I'm not trying to rush, and I'm sure I'm making mistakes. Don't get me wrong, but I'm trying my best not to. Elena says, thanks. I am there now after my awakening. New Age cage stage, channeling the Akashic records and seeing nothing really changes. Like, who have I been? I know, right? Hey, where are you located, Elena? Krishna, the fact that you run this channel uploading massive content at such a quick rate, like beast, while managing a business and other things, is really mind-blowing. Yeah, I work a lot. But the summer's been a lot easier for me because my tutoring is way, way down. And to be frank, I hate to admit this, I've been really slacking on content creation on Scalar Learning. I'm about to start making some more content because I'm just in a partnership with basically like a test prep company. So I'm about to release a couple videos, hopefully in the next week for them on the Scalar Learning channel. But this channel and my 10-7 MMA channel, these are my two main focal points. So it's been easier basically just because I'm so into this channel and wanting to figure out this mystery and learn this information, which I've said multiple times is the most important information we can learn, period, on this planet, nature of reality. So I've basically shifted, and that makes things easier. And I got a dog, too. He takes up some time. No, my dog's a little legend, but little stuff, you know. Got to take him to the DOGPARK, take care of him. But, you know, he's so easy. He's so easy. Right, Krishna? I asked him when he slept. I actually do. Oh, I got to tell you guys, I've been getting good sleep. And I'm talking natural sleep. The only thing I take now is magnesium. This has been a crazy year. I actually need to reflect on that. What a journey. I mean, before I was taking melatonin, magnesium. I was taking this other supplement that my ex-girlfriend showed me, which I don't think was great for me overall. What the heck was it called? L-theanine. Which, look, I'm sure it's not bad, but it definitely made me feel a little bit groggy, and I was just smashing THC. I was doing, at one point, 40 milligrams of THC a night, and it was conking me out. Don't get me wrong, but the sleep is not good. I wasn't dreaming. Dude, now I'm just taking magnesium. Last night was a little tough because I cut out caffeine for the most part, but, like, sometimes I've been having half a caffeinated coffee. Last night I did the full thing because I felt like such a loser because I didn't get barely any work done, and it was 5 p.m. I'm like, what have I done? I wasn't motivated. I was so mad at myself. So I was like, screw it. I'm just going to full small coffee, and it just sent me. But I drank it at 7:30 p.m. So bad. And then I just cranked on work until around 1 in the morning. So that was good. I knew it was going to mess up my sleep, and it did. I didn't fall asleep till 3:30. But other than that, my sleep's been pretty darn good without the caffeine. It's been pretty incredible, actually. OBE ability probably isn't an escape skill. It may just mean the body localization lock can loosen temporarily. Escape would depend more on recognition, continuity, and deliberate choice of death. No, I agree with you. I don't think it's an escape skill. If I'm understanding what you're saying correctly, what I'm talking about, the reason why I think OBEs are important is because it's not that it's like, hey, you're escaping when you have an OBE. It's that you can get comfortable in the environment of being out of your body, so it's not as much of a shock when you do pass away. I think that's the overarching message is get comfortable, get familiar with the realm and entities that might approach you. So it's not, so you're not so, I think even just having all the information we have, we're probably in really good shape anyways. But that's the message that gets echoed is be prepared. And OBEs, astral projection, these are methodologies to prepare yourself. Subscribed a few days ago. Great channel. What's up, Eshni74? Welcome to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate your support. Someone can have powerful OBs and still follow the whatever post that scenery authority appears from PPPPA. Leaving the body is not the hard part. You're totally right. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. Do you feel spiritual frustration wanting to know what's the truth when there are so many opinions out there? Yeah, I did a lot more a few months ago, but I'm feeling like I do feel like I'm making progress. I'm really feeling like I'm making progress. Like, I think, for example, I can understand and explain the differences why there are differences between Isabella and Darius. And I interviewed Darius, and I liked Darius. I thought we had a really nice conversation, and I'm not saying this to poke or prod at Darius, but I think the difference is there, and a lot of the differences can be explained simply by, if you're channeling or if you're listening to entities or things like that, if you are susceptible to different entities that can manipulate you, I think that accounts for a lot of the differences. And Darius very openly has said that there is Celeste, and I think even his uncle, that those are two entities that he's listened to and gotten a lot of info and intel from in terms of the nature of reality and the structure of what he calls, I think, all the dimensions, but what I believe to be is just simply the matrix. I've heard other people say that there are actually 12 layers or levels or dimensions to the matrix. And so that's it. I think that's if a lot of the differing opinions, I'm not saying it can all be reduced to this, but I think a lot of the differing opinions happen because people are channeling or they're listening to entities or archangels or things like that. And that's part of the manipulation. And that's part of the system trying to keep us confused and overwhelmed. Dick did work for Farsight sometimes, as far as I know. Does he not anymore? Oh, wait a minute. Berlin. Oh, no, I'm thinking of somebody else that was also in Germany. There was somebody from Munich, though. Wait, no. Hold on. Is this you that messaged me on Instagram? I'm so sorry if it is. I'm losing my mind here. Wait. Are you not a flight attendant? Are you, Elena? Am I crazy? Hold on. No. That was somebody else. That was Alexandra. Okay, yeah, she's from Munich. So that's cool. Berlin. I was just in Germany about a month ago in Munich, though. Hey, Josefa, nice to see you. This is Magic Fabe. What's up, Fabian? Hey, Josefa, nice to see you're doing a lot recently. Really cool. Did you see my reaction to your I did. I did see it, and I watched some of it. I saw it. I thought that you, if you want to type in some of the points you made, I thought that you kind of like, as you were trying to break down some of the things that she said, I thought you would. I can't remember exactly what it is. I'm just being honest with you. I just thought you kind of made some faulty assumptions, and then you blasted past them, and then you built your argument from those faulty assumptions. In terms of, what was it? It was like, I can't remember now. I can't remember. So anyways, I saw it, and that was my thought, and then I watched it, and then I kind of moved past it. So if you want to put in some of your arguments in here, I can respond more directly to some of the things you said. But hey, man, like, good, you made a reaction video. I think good on you, and that's part of the journey for all of us. We got to take the information and dissect it and think about it, and we're just all doing our best. When I first discovered Darius, I was like, yep, this is the truth. Then I discovered Isabella, and I was like, what the heck? She makes more. Yeah, I know, right? We just got to keep looking and keep searching. And I think we have to be open to the fact that nobody is going to be perfect. All the information on this planet is going to be flawed in some way or another. And we're just going to keep trying to get as close as we can to the truth. And hopefully whatever the closest we get, that will be enough. And I think it will be. A big message from the video I made last night. If you guys haven't watched it, I really think you should check it out. But a big point from the video last night is the importance of free will. And so as much as we're trying to strive and discern and learn the absolute truth, it may not even be as essential that we get to this point of truth, 75%, 92%, whatever, as it is to just simply remember we have free will. It is probably our most powerful thing and most powerful weapon, if you want to think about it that way. And if we stick to our guns and just simply deny any entity, deny any contract, deny anything as we move on, that very well might be it. And I think multiple people have made the point that I don't think we have much to fear if we just deny. I think Darius, again, made the point that, if you keep denying everybody, then nobody's going to help you. You're just going to be stuck. I don't really buy that. And be stuck, fine. You're stuck, but we are infinite. You're not going to be stuck forever. And it's what, do you think you'd be punished for even, like, this idea of, you can even think about it in Christianity, not having faith in Christ and that being the linchpin to sending you to oblivion. Like, that does not make sense. I'm sorry. That's the test that, like, you're just not accepting because you're so paranoid and there's so many lies on the planet. And then that's the test that you fail when you're trying to decipher and discern between all the chaos and nonsense. I'm sorry. That makes no sense. That just is a scare tactic to get you to buy in. So I think ultimately, if there truly are good entities out there and they recognize that you're fearful and you're just saying no to everything, you will have the time and the opportunity eventually to get the right helping hand, if there really is one out there, where you're absolutely certain of it coming through with honest and true intentions. Trust in your discernment in terms of, like, really, really ask, I want to see your true self. I think the guy last night, Sigel, said, oh, am I blanking on his name? Sigel, darn it. Hold on. Let me look up his name. But what he said is, look them in the eye, touch them, tell them to reveal their true selves. You do all of these things. It was Mike Segula. You do all of these things and with true and honest intention. And I believe, again, under the law of free will, they have to respect it, and you're going to see what's what. And if you're still shaky or unsure, I don't see how that's going to penalize you. Like, that whole line of thinking seems nonsensical to me. Toronto. My ex-girlfriend's from Toronto. Welcome, welcome. And I've been to Toronto many times. Love that city. I think you have to pick what resonates most with you. Otherwise, you will go nuts. Yeah, you have to pick what resonates most with you, but I think you want to be careful of taking a cursory look at what's out there and then say, this one resonates with me, and then you stop exploring. I think that's a mistake, because that's how people get stuck in various religions. Christianity, Islam, Judaism, LDS, whatever it may be. Oh, I went to multiple churches and this one felt the best, and this is where I'm at. This is my community. This is my people. It feels amazing. And then it's like, wait a minute. You just barely scratched the surface. You never heard of this material. You never learned of Gnosticism. I think it should be an ongoing study and effort. Also, a lot of introspection as well. Certainly, we want to see what resonates, but I think we want to be careful of prematurely making a selection, especially with any of these religious bodies that claim to have everything. Everything. This is a self-contained universe of information and knowledge that is perfect. You cannot go beyond the bounds of this. Otherwise, that is sacrilegious or whatever. We want to be careful of that. And I think we want to continue the exploration, because something that makes sense. Listen to me, dude. Like, the NDEs resonated with me so much. The new age made so much sense to me initially until I went down this new turn and discovered Tony Sayers and all the other folks in this amazing community. So you got to be careful and just keep exploring, keep reading, keep learning. Anything that tells you to stop exploring and you're here, I think is going to be a fundamentally flawed and intrinsically likely short-sighted. Hi from Norway. Man, this is so cool. We got so many people from Europe. Princely here. I saw the hoodie and the ball. Oh, snap. You saw the hooded figures. Win. From an NDE, from a OBE. What's that from? I'm talking more about our current physical existence. Are you talking about, okay, AI surveillance, universal basic income, the possibility of not being able to participate in society unless you submit to the system? Your guess is as good as mine in terms of surviving. I don't know in terms of I definitely think UBI is coming, universal basic income. And I think we are in a system that, I'm really not an expert in terms of what we should be doing, but there's bigger I guess what I would say is there are much larger questions and much larger things that we need to be grappling with. Case in point, the stuff we're talking about on this channel, the nature of reality, our soul, our immortal essence, as opposed to simply our physical bodies. One thing I would say that has been talked about and that I feel pretty strongly about is just, I can feel with a very, very, very high certainty that there is going to be some sort of a push at some point to get us to go into some sort of a virtual simulation within this planet. Like, what I mean is, they will find a way. I think there will come a point where they say, hey, you know, we're having problems with disease. The world is going into drought. We're having food shortages. But we have determined a way to transfer your consciousness digitally into a virtual reality paradise. And if we go into this paradise, then everything is going to be perfect in there. You're going to have the perfect life, the life you always dreamed of, whatever you need. And we've got a system that's going to keep it running. We can escape death. We can escape mortality. And we can live here in perfection. That's the one thing I think you want to be mindful of, because that, I think, is going to be a trap within a trap that's going to be more difficult to escape than even what we're currently in. And I think something along those lines is going to be coming, and I think that's what you need to be on the lookout for. I can have 4 shots of espresso and go right to sleep. That's amazing. Elena says, nope. Cool. Oh, yeah. You're responding to when I thought you were when you were flight attendant Alexandra. I got you confused. Okay. Awesome. Anyways, welcome. Isabella is a cool personality. I agree. Kundalini at death is strange, though. I don't think she says Kundalini at death. I think this is a misinterpretation. If I remember correctly, she's saying because you can't control your death necessarily. And she said that it doesn't matter if you die suddenly or if you die. She's saying use Kundalini to basically awaken your spirit, to go and have the Kundalini awakening so you can go and explore the astral and get an understanding of the true void versus the fake void and all that stuff, and then prepare yourself for the moment of death. So it's not Kundalini at the moment of death. if I'm got that wrong and you're positive about that, correct me, but I don't believe I'm wrong. Intuition and discernment are absolutely necessary to fight through the BS. Yeah, I agree. So we only see a fraction of reality. Oh, and the Matrix ideas are stupid. Souls and white tunnel are real. It's just very restricted view that we have, so we only see a fraction of reality. Your first brain, the seat of your intuition, is in your gut. So gut, yeah, I've been hearing this. Yes, I've been hearing this. Okay, next. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I think you have to create an architecture that actually makes sense. Think it through. How would it work? I agree. From Ghana, once again, we got Europe, we got Africa. I'm sure we got people in North America. Let's go, Moonstar. You know the brother. Anything that tells you to stop here, you've got all the info, is very dangerous. Exactly. Absolutely, remain open. I meant you can pick parts of different views and build your own interpretation that your discernment and gut are telling you the truth. Exactly. Look who it is, ladies and gentlemen. Intuitive Underground is back. Morgan Farrell, let's go. Remote viewing legend. Hey, you guys want to come back on the channel anytime? And by the way, I think what would make sense to me if we did another interview would be if you guys have collected some new data since the last interview. I think that'd be really fun. So I don't know if you guys have any interest or if you guys have some really new groundbreaking stuff to share. If so, I'd love to have you guys back on. Thank you for the answer. You're very welcome. The early infrastructure already exists. Cortical, are you talking about the virtual reality thing that I was just talking about? Because if so, that's messed up. Cortical Labs. Oh my God. This is terrible. Oh God. Here we go. Join the new era of computing and deploy your technology to real neurons located on the CL1. Woo, this is wild. Let me show you guys what Morgan just showed me. Okay. Cortical Cloud, a biological cloud computing platform to build breakthrough technology without the need for a specialized lab. We've combined lab-grown neurons with silicon chips made available to anyone for the first time. Merges biology with traditional computing. Unlike traditional AI neurals. Oh. What is this? Hold on. Cortical Labs virtual reality simulation. Let's see. What? Dish lab of grown neurons to play Pong. Digital simulation data into electrical impulses. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm not sure I fully understand what they're doing or how it exactly links up to this idea of going into a simulation within the simulation, but I'm sure Morgan knows more about it than me, so I'll take his word for it. Hi, Morgan. Yes. Okay, so you're saying, yes, you guys do have new data that you want to share on the show? If so, hit me up on Instagram. Has anyone heard of Michael Denny? I'm split over what he's been saying. He says that he is in communication with ETs via CE5 meditation. That's Stephen Greer's thing. The ETs are mantis beings, light beings, and others. Okay. Let me jump in and say this. If we're talking about CE5, meditation calls to beings outside the simulation, says that we are gods outside of here. Well, I do think that is true. But if we're talking about the mantis beings and light beings, again, that sounds like channeling effectively and then privy to manipulation. The other thing is, and how do we know that they're outside the simulation? How do we know that? The other problem is Stephen Greer. I made a video about him. I can make another one too. I was a big fan of Stephen Greer when I was first learning about all the ET stuff. But Stephen Greer is essentially a new age guy. He says that no ETs want to cause us any harm. And why would they? And his argument is so stupid because he's just like, listen, man, if they wanted to do anything bad to us, they could get rid of us like that in a snap. They could destroy our entire civilization. It's like, that's such a short-sighted viewpoint. Maybe they don't want to destroy us. It's not about that. Maybe they're utilizing us for something. And hence, once again, if they are agents of the system, you think that just because technologically we are well behind them, it doesn't mean that we don't have something to offer, aka loosh, right? We are the main stars of this whole simulation in the show, and they definitely can and likely are extracting energy from us. So my point is, Stephen Greer, sorry. Ugh. Stephen Greer is of the new age mindset that everybody is good. There's no bad ones. You know what I mean? And that's his initiative and protocol, CE5. So I'm immediately already suspicious of any information gathered through these means or methodologies. If we were already in a matrix simulation, wouldn't that be useless to create a cortical cloud? Our souls are all real in here. That's why they have to be. No, I don't think it would be useless, because it's modifying the system. This is what Isabella Green, multiple people talked about, the resets of the system to make it more robust, to make the energy extraction easier. And this is exactly what I believe Morgan and Intuitive Underground were saying, is that they're trying to get it easier to extract loosh and also simultaneously making it harder for us to escape. So it wouldn't be pointless if they can then move our souls or energies into this other vehicle where it's easier for them to contain us and also easier for them to manipulate us and extract loosh. Why wouldn't they do that? So I don't think it would be useless. Portugal, Katarina, last time. We got another country. Awesome. Who's ever doing a great job making the synthesis of the most important research for all newbies. I strongly suggest a podcast with Mark. Yeah, God, he's on my list too. Okay, everybody keeps telling me Mark from Forever Conscious Research. I need to reach out to him. Yeah, you're apprehensive, dude. I am beyond apprehensive. I think that if you're kind of, I hate to say it, and I think Stephen Greer's done such good work in terms of trying to get disclosure moving forward. But now that I've come to become aware of this information, and I see how he has such an absolute stance, none of them are bad. They're all good. They could destroy, and his argument is so weak, and he parrots the same weak argument over and over on every interview. Every interview talks about my grandfather worked for Northrop Grumman. He put the first man on the moon, and he's part of this. And it's like the same thing every time he talks about it. Now, granted, he's gotten some really good people to step forward and share insights from black projects within the government to show that ETs are real. And obviously, we've been reverse engineering their technology for generations. I mean, I think that's beyond doubt now with everything that's coming out today, even publicly. But good on Stephen Greer for getting us to that point. But when it comes to his whole viewpoint of how it all fits together, of how it's just, it's all good, and he's completely lost me. He completely lost me. His argument is terrible, and he says it every single time. And then if people challenge it, like Jesse Michaels did on his podcast, you read way too much. He gets like mad. You read way too much science fiction, man. No, this is crazy. They're not trying to harm us. They're all here to help us. It's like, come on, dude. It's a weak response. CE5 meditation. I don't know. It's probably related to Stephen Greer and his meditation protocols to connect and communicate with ETs. Yes, but that's all real world, not matrix simulation. I'm not sure what you mean exactly. If we were already in a matrix simulation, wouldn't it be used to create a cortical cloud? It doesn't mean it would be not real. Our souls would still be real. It would still be our soul. The souls are the realest part of everything. So and that's the most important part of everything. So they were just saying to transfer the souls into like a different container, basically, is what I'm trying to say. This would be. Maybe I don't get your point. I don't know. Oh my God. Can you imagine the hell it must be to be those neurons? Yeah, that would be weird. Have you ever talked about Wayne Bush? Yeah, I have made videos about Wayne Bush, but no, I have not contacted him, but he's on my list. So yeah, I definitely would love to have Wayne Bush on the channel. Guys, make sure to join the Discord server. It is in the description. We've now got 87 people on the Discord. So make sure to check it out and join. It's totally free. Just getting people connected and getting people to talk to each other, form groups. I haven't seen Alexandra on there in a couple days, actually, because I made her the mod, but she didn't even respond to my message. So I hope she's okay. Have you watched the Animatrix? Yeah, I have. It's cool. Wayne Bush is the OG. I know. Wayne Bush has been doing this for forever. What is the channel? Sovereign Spirits or something? But yeah, I made a video about him a while ago. Can you talk with Morgan about the Moksha project? I think this is amazing material. Yeah, we did talk about it when I interviewed him, but yeah, I'm waiting for those guys to message me on Instagram. And if they message me and we can make it work, hopefully we'll do another interview. And I'll get a lot of people, hopefully, to give me questions. Did you see my comment? What comment? What's up, Beth? How you doing? Was it, was it on Instagram? Hold on, let me look. Where's your comment? Let me see. Or was it on my most recent video? Here, let me see. Boop, 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 doo. Yeah, there's so many comments on this video that I haven't even responded to yet. Sorry. I made it late last night. Responded to several, and then I fell asleep. Let me see. Beth, where is that comment? Everest says Stephen Greer got drunk of himself. He lost touch with truth, but he managed to uncover that the USA governments have successfully reverse engineered ET technology. Yeah, I just don't understand. Oh, I guess I do. I mean, you get into a specific belief or thought pattern, and it's really hard to get out of it. It's hard for all of us. I mean, this is the whole brilliance of this system and the Matrix and all the deception. And just constantly getting us to think we figured it out. I mean, I got to be careful of that. We got to be careful of that. There might be more to this puzzle than we think, right? There probably is. That's why I'm continuing to research. There is. So we all have to constantly be careful that we are not going to ever hopefully fall into that trap, and we'll continue to keep learning and be flexible. It's part of the reason why I interviewed Sethlehem. I kind of didn't want to, because of the whole Christian narrative. I was like, I don't know. This seems, I don't think this is going to really further the conversation anyway. But then I said, wait a minute. Now I'm not being open, because and I was like, it's not like he doesn't know about Gnosticism and a lot of the stuff we talk about. So I said, I have to talk to him, because otherwise I'm shutting out somebody that has theoretically done their due diligence. And yeah. And as you guys know, it didn't really convince me. But I was happy to have him on. I thought we had a fascinating conversation. How are you advancing and making an interview with Courtney Brown? Courtney Brown. So Mr. Mex Biker I sent him an email, and then he said he was sending it to Courtney. And he said, hopefully Courtney comes on. But I haven't heard back yet. So I'm hoping that can still materialize, but we shall see. I think this would give you great ideas. Yeah. Well, let's see if they want to come back on. No, I just commented right now. Oh, about Gossip Goblin's video. Did I miss it? Somehow, I don't think I saw it. Gossip Goblin's video on neural networks in a petri dish and simulation within a simulation. Sci-fi, but way. Oh, interesting. Got you. Huzefa, you definitely have to interview Wayne Bush. I've been to his website. You know what? I should reach out to him right away. You're right. They'd be a great guest. I saw them in my dream lucid state. The light being I saw said it's Seraphim of the sun. I wonder which sun. The light being shapeshifted into a bird. The hooded being said just a word. Aeon. That's a Gnostic thing. Whoa, that's weird. But I'm pretty sure that's like the hooded beings, I think David Icke even says, are likely these archons or these negative entities. Sethlehem has been making the rounds. I'm glad you gave him a chance, but he's I wouldn't call him abrasive, or at least he wasn't abrasive to me. I wouldn't call him abrasive. He speaks really fast, and he kind of throws down, like when he's making his points, he throws down a lot of assumptions along the way, and it's hard to, and he kind of like throws it out there and just accepts it as true, and then he's like, from that, therefore we can see this, boom, lays it out. From that we can see, and it's like, wait a minute, I want to talk about those assumptions that you just glossed over, because I disagree with the assumption. So he kind of like jumps from A to B to C to D to E, and then says, therefore E is correct. But it's like, I'm not really sure about A, B, C, and D, but it goes so fast. So I wouldn't call that abrasive. I just think that's how his mind works. He talks fast, and I don't think that he's trying to. That's not like a strategy. I don't think, anyways, of him trying to manipulate me or anything along those lines. I think he just speaks fast. He wants to spread the message, spread the word, and convince people, because I think he feels strongly about his position. So that's what I would say. Yo, what up, y'all? And I mean, that's like pretty common when you have people that are diehard Christian, Muslim, or whatever. They just like, they believe it so much, and then they just want to push so hard, and then almost want to turn it more into a debate argument style thing as opposed to a free, because there's no give. There's no like, oh yeah, you know what? You kind of make a point about that specific thing. You're right. That doesn't make, like, they can't, they have to, everything has to be robust and perfect because they bought into that specific paradigm completely. And it just makes it, I think that pushes them to act and proceed a certain way. Wayne is doing research from 20 years. Also, Dan from Overwatch Project channel. Mark, Wayne, and Dan have the most precious data I've ever researched. Gnosticism is useful as a historical parallel, but dangerous when treated as revelation. I so agree. Archons, Demiurge, Sophia, Aeons, Pleroma, much of it is layered mythology. I so agree with you. And then I also wonder, too, the Demiurge or the Archons, what does that, is that mean? Is that representative of something else? Are those more figurative? You know what I'm saying? I've thought that exact same thing. We don't want to go straight up. Gnosticism is because you're falling into a trap then. It was a different interview I saw with PS. PP should extract structural clues and discard the theology. Yes. Facts, Katerina. PP has to be built. What is PP? PP has to be built from evidence and mechanism, not ancient authority. Agreed. So agreed. Have you been attacked after you started sharing knowledge and helping others? How do you protect your energy? I don't believe so. I do not believe so. And I don't really, it's a great question. Maybe it's something that I should think about, but rewatch the Alexandra interview. She has VZ. What's VZ mean? Interesting. I'll send you a video about occultists that had another perspective on the demiurge and archons, but he does think they are sentient beings, but it's more our ability to escape our own traumas in a way. Prison planet. I don't like the term prison planet, because then it makes people, when people hear that, remember Betty Guadagno's perspective on it? Prison planet. Then if it's a prison planet, then that's so depressing. That doesn't get me anywhere. I don't want to think about it like that. I'm like, nah, you're misinterpreting it. It doesn't mean we're literally trapped in a jail cell and we can escape. So I don't like that it gives you this idea that we are stuck and trapped behind bars and we can't get out. Soul Trap maybe gives that same imagery, I guess, but Soul Trick, that's why I like how Tony Sayer says it. Hey, Pinky, I'm happy to catch a live one. Greetings from Germany. Welcome, gameplay. So many people from Germany on here. It's wild. Hey, guys, I'm really sorry to cut this short. I know I normally like to go longer than, what is it, like 50 minutes or 48 minutes. I wanted to go longer, but I got to eat my lunch, and then I still have a super busy day today, because I got to start working in 30 minutes and teaching. So thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Could you guys click that like button before we go? I think right now we have no likes. That can't be right. Hold on. It says no likes. I don't think that's right. If you guys could click that like button, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. It helps push the content, helps the channel grow. Also, I should have mentioned this before. Make sure to connect with me on Instagram. Here is my Insta. If you guys want to reach out to me, message me. I'm trying to put more posts up there as well. Even just more casual posts. I got to start making just like random videos and stuff like that on a regular basis. But if you guys want to connect with me on Instagram, it's @PinkTourmaline Huzefa. And that's where I get some of my video ideas from, you guys sending me stuff, which I really, really appreciate. I know I'm behind on messages big time, but trust me, I do try to get through them. I just try not to read them when I'm backed up, because I'm like, I don't want to read it and then just forget about it, especially if you're sending me video ideas. I want to wait till, all right, hey, you know what? I want to make a video today. I don't have something scheduled. Let me read through and let me look. That's how I made the video last night from a message from Krishna. So there it is, guys. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for joining. I really appreciate it. There have been many prison escapes. It fits okay, so you like the Prison Planet name. Fair enough. Hey, listen, that's just my personal thing, but I get you. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you in the next video. Take it easy.